The Worrywart's Companion, 21 Ways to Soothe Yourself and Worry Smart. Read by the author Dr. Beverly Potter or Docpotter. Published by Ronan Publishing. Chapter 1. Worrywarting is Hell. The mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. John Milton. The job of worry is to anticipate danger before it arises and identify possible perils, to come up with ways to lessen the risks, and to rehearse what you plan to do. Worrywarts get stuck in identifying danger as they immerse themselves in the dread associated with the threat, which may be real or, more likely, imagined. They spin an endless loop of melodrama, blowing everything out of proportion. What if I have a heart attack? What if there's an earthquake? What if someone breaks in when I'm asleep? Worrywarts insist worrying is helpful. Little is solved. Stuck in thinking ruts, they stop living in the here and now, the present moment. Worrywarting is torment, a kind of self-imposed purgatory that makes you feel bad, stresses you out, and wastes precious moments of your life. Yet, worry begets more worry, setting into motion a vicious cycle of frightening thoughts and anxious response. It is self-perpetuating, pushing into greater anxiety and worry. Allowed to continue unchecked, chronic worry can evolve into panic attacks and, in extreme cases, agoraphobia, which is a paralyzing fear of having a panic attack, especially in public. It can be so severe that in worst case, the sufferer can't even leave home. Are you a worrywart? You probably wonder sometimes whether you are the only person in the world plagued with worry. Do you think of yourself as a worrywart? A lot of people do. Taking the quiz presented here will help you better understand what worrywarting is and whether or not you are one. The Worrywarts Quiz. Thinking of yourself and how you usually feel and usually handle situations, rate in the following statements how much each is like you. Don't worry right now. See, worry. You can go to my site to find this quiz and download it and work on a piece of paper. The site is Docpotter, DocPotter.com. But just for now, just listen to the items and rate from 1 to 9 how much they're like you. First of all, physical activity. Worry makes me restless and jumpy. 2, I get tense and uptight when worrying. 3, my heart races when I worry. 4, worry causes a tightness in my chest. Emotional reactivity. 5, I react strongly to things. 6, I react first and think second. 7, anxiety seems to come from nowhere. 8, I often overreact. Social anxiety. 9, I worry about what I should do. 10, I worry about what others think. 11, I feel guilty about things. 12, I worry about being alone. Catastrophic thinking. 13, I imagine the worst that could happen. 14, many of my worries begin with what if. 15, I worry that something terrible will happen. 16, I notice negatives in most situations. Obsessive thinking. 17, my thoughts race from one worry to another. 18, sometimes the kind of thing I worry about scares me. 19, when I worry I have a one-track mind. 20, I'm afraid to not worry. Judgmental thinking. 21, I worry when things are not done the way they should be done. 22, I'm a perfectionist. 23, I worry about small flaws and errors. 24, I worry about not doing well enough. Controlling. 25, I worry about being calm and in control. 26, I worry about going crazy. 27. People think of me as a strong person. 28. I'm unable to control my worrying. Hypervigilance. 29. I'm on guard. 30. I pay attention to anything irregular. 31. I am very watchful, even when resting or playing. 32. I like things to be predictable. Dysfunctional behavior. 33. Worries keep me awake at night. 34. Worrying interferes with my life. 35. I avoid things I worry about. 36. I worry myself sick. If you rated most of the items 1, 2, or 3, you're not a worrywart. You're not entrapped in senseless worry. And that means you have a head start on becoming a smart worrier. You don't have to overcome obsessive worrying. If you scored mostly 4s and 5s and 6s in the mid-range, you have worrywart potential. You have a moderate tendency to worry, which unchecked can progress into worrywarting. However, you have an excellent chance of becoming a smart worrier if you begin now. If most of your scores and most of your ratings were 7s, 8s, and 9s, you're definitely a worrywart. You're hooked on worry, almost like a drug. Worry is distracting from the quality of your life, but you can become a smart worrier with determination and hard work. With each step, life will become fuller. Worrywarting is reinforcing. It's reinforcing in the same way as superstitiousness. And like an amulet that you carry around to ward off some anticipated danger, worry is credited with preventing bad things from happening. It's like the story of the two women, one of whom is waving her arms around. When the second woman asks what she's doing, the first one replies, "I'm keeping the tigers away." And when the second woman observes, well, there aren't any tigers around here, the first woman answers triumphantly, "You see, it's working." Like superstitious behavior, worry gives a momentary relief and actually reduces anxiety. At first, when you worry and disaster doesn't happen, you experience a sense of relief that credits the worry with preventing the disaster. In the previous example, when the tigers didn't come, the woman experienced relief that she associated with waving her arms. Once the pattern is learned, the act of waving arms relieves anxiety. The same dynamic is at work with worry. Once the worrywart habit is learned, notice the word learned, worry provides the worrier a sense of relief from anxiety. Research on chronic worriers shows that when worriers are immersed in worry, they don't notice the physical sensations of the anxiety triggered by the worry, and so experience a sense of relief. Of course, as we know, that relief is short-lived. Worrying masks anxiety temporarily, but doesn't do anything to correct the worrisome situation. Chronic worry stirs up ever more things to fear, renewing the very anxiety that it was to dispel. The good news is that you can break free of worrywarting. If you're a worrywart, don't despair. There is hope. There's something you can do, and beginning today to change from being a worrywart to learning to worry smart. The important word here is learning. You are not born a worrier. You learn to worry. You will not be admonished to stop worrying. Worry is helpful when it is done effectively. You will discover what it means to worry smart and how to become a smart worrier. That's what the little book, The Worrywart's Companion, is all about. And then you will be able to get a good night's sleep.